Hello to all our viewers, and thank you so much for tuning in again today, and welcome to BizBa. Today we're going to be covering our third scenario. The links to our scenario 1 and 2 are in the description below. Don't forget to check them out if you haven't already. In today's scenario, we'll cover sending a document to your customer for their acceptance by signing it. In addition, we also require them to enter the details to their delivery address for shipment. Now, when it comes to signing online, we never neglect the security side of things here. And as a signer or the receiver, you want to ensure that the document is signed securely online and sent back. In this case, you'll use the OneSign feature, which I'll demo to you. This is where the user will get the document on his or her email with a passcode. He or she will use that to authenticate and sign it online, fill in the required information, and send it back. We'll be working on the code object today, and I'll also be showing you something on the back end. Let's get right in. Before we get into the signing process, I want to show you how this works on the back end. I've pulled a sample Word document of the template of the proposal that we're working on. For our requirement, we want the customer to add their shipping address details on the proposal, like the city, state, postal code. And this is the portion where we're requesting the customer to enter those details and then in the end, sign it. To enable a customer to add any form of info like text, number, or date, or any other sort of input, we need to add an action. Here's how. This is the sample template we created for scenario 3, which is associated to the code object. We'll click on that, go to the Related tab, and onto the template actions. I've already added the required actions here, but let's add one more that requires the customer to enter their postal code. We'll click on New here. We'll enter the necessary details. You already see the proposal scenario 3 has been populated here since that's what we are working on. Now we'll go to the type feature. This shows you the types of input you can achieve. For example, number, if you require your user to input any sort of numbers, if you require them to select from a list, or if you require them to enter a date or text. The list control will help you achieve different types of input in the same place. For example, you want a user to input a number and text all together. So for the postal code, let's select text for now. Now we'll provide a reference field. And that's about it. We'll save it. Back to our Word template, it's very easy to enable the customer to enter details and for us to capture that information. The syntax will be opening this with 2 square brackets, action, quote unquote, cus as in customer, and then the reference field we added while creating the action, and then closing this again with 2 square brackets. Once our Word document is ready, we upload that to the Files section on the template. Now let's go back to the document generation side of things. We see the OneDoc screen here. We're on the codes object. I've created a code for the purpose of this demo already. And I'll go ahead and click on the OneDoc button at the top right here. We see our document is already pre-selected. Let's click on the drop-down arrow here. It shows the actors involved in the process. Now, to simplify, the people involved in the signing process are called actors, and we define these actions in the workflow, which is nothing but the automated process the document sent will go through. So the document will first be signed by the rep, and then it will automatically be sent to the client or the customer once that portion of the flow is completed. I have my own email addresses here for the purpose of this demo, so I can show you how that looks. And for the purpose of the demo, I'll have the rep sign in person and then the document to be sent to the customer over his or her email. We'll click preview just to review it one more time before we send it ahead to the customer. If everything looks good, we'll go ahead and click on Fill or Sign. So let's sign on behalf of the rep. Click the pen icon here to generate the document. We'll click on Next to go directly to where the input is required, the sign in this case. I'll click on that. I'll scribble here and choose a color of my preference if required. In case a user or contact would like to store their signature, since they are more likely to send multiple documents, they could click here for the system to save their sign. However, OneDoc does not save the signature of a customer ever. I'll click on OK, Accept, and Proceed. Once this is complete, the customer will receive a passcode on their email to access the document as shown here. I've pulled up the email on my screen. You see a passcode provided that is required to access the document. Once you click on Proceed, you are required to enter the passcode to authenticate the document. I'll enter it here and go ahead. We see that the customer is required to enter these fields. They could click on the next button to guide them to see these fields. So let's fill in this information. Next, the customer's sign. So we'll click here, scribble something, okay, accept, and proceed. So now we have both of the required signatures. We'll go back to our OneDoc screen and refresh under the actions here. We see the workflow is completed, the status shows it's completed, and you have the options to view the document from here and download it and share it as an attachment or a link. Or you could email the signed copies to your customers or users by sending it directly to their email from here. I hope you saw how easy it is to collect information on OneDoc and attaining an e-sign through OneSign. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and reach us for a demo or inquiry at sales@bizba.com. See you in the next video.